Real quick before we get started, we just want to give a huge shout out to all of our subscribers. We just finally hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and the channel is continuing to grow. Andrea's keeping track. I think she said we're at like 1,020 or 1,030. So we want to learn more about you guys, and we just wanted to say thank you to everybody who subscribes, comments, and shares the videos. That gets us more traffic on YouTube, and it just builds the community up, and it motivates us to continue to make these videos. So thank you guys for that motivation. Would like to continue to learn about you guys. So if you could do me a favor, if you're willing to have a photo of your piece of equipment, your zero-turn tractor, side-by-side, whatever it is, if you're willing to have a photo of that posted in our videos, go out, take a photo with it or a photo of it, and email it to us at dryrunoutdoors@gmail.com. We're going to start throwing subscribers pictures of their equipment up on our videos. So thanks again for subscribing. And if you want your photo of your piece of equipment in our videos, don't forget to send it to us at dryrunoutdoors@gmail.com. Today we're going to talk about the Michelin Tweels, and hopefully we can answer some questions for you to figure out if these are a good option for you. We purchased this zero turn almost a year and a half ago, have 2 summers mowing with it, and we absolutely love the Tweels. We purchased it's used with 45 hours on it, and when we got it, it already had the Tweels. If you guys are buying a zero turn brand new, this is roughly $1,000 add-on, or if you're adding them on after the fact, you're probably going to pay somewhere close to $1,000, give or take a couple $100. If you're new to the channel, we have a lot of hills. We have a pretty significant wet area in the middle of our property, and we have a lot of bumps. There used to be dirt bike tracks on our property. With that being said, the Tweels are a pretty good fit for our property because these spokes here, I think they absorb a lot of the bumps and a lot of the jerking that we get on the property. We were mowing with a John Deere with air tires, a zero turn with air tires before we got this. And when we got this, I immediately noticed a significant difference. Now, a couple things played into that. One, you got these spokes absorbing a lot of the bumps. The Tweel has more traction. It kind of flattens out on the bottom here. You'd be able to see it if I would cut the grass lower, if I'd be sitting on blacktop. But the Tweel itself actually absorbs a lot more of the ground and the bumps. Since more of the tread is on the ground, I do think you have better traction, and I do think it performs better on hills. When you look at the product information, it says that you can get up to 3 times the amount of life out of a Tweel as compared to a regular air tire. Now, I'm not going to bet any money on that because we haven't had it long enough to say that for sure in our experience. But what I can say is we don't get any flats. We don't have to worry about flats anymore. And I don't have to add air to this tire ever. So the way I look at it, essentially the big drawback is the initial price. And if you eventually do have to replace them, that replacement cost is going to be more. But if they last as long as they're supposed to, 3 times as long, you might actually save money in the long run if you're buying a zero turn and sticking with it. On top of that, if you're a commercial landscaper, you won't have any downtime patching tires or filling up air if you go with the Tweels. I see a lot of questions on the Facebook groups and the social media groups asking if it tears up the yard anymore. So we mowed down here in the wet spot. We didn't go into the tall grass because there's, you know, probably an inch of water down there where our trigger's standing. But right here, this was pretty wet when we were shooting the footage. It's since dried off because the sun's came out, and it's up to 90 degrees now. But when we were mowing, it was wet down here. It had rained all yesterday, all last night, and about an hour into this morning, and it was raining just before we started mowing in the footage that you'll watch today. So I wasn't doing 180 degree turns here, but you can see where I was turning, and it did not tear up this grass. If you can't hear the slushing to tell you how wet it is down here, I'm not sure how I can describe that to you, but it's very wet down here, and the wheels did not tear this up at all. If you guys are commercial landscapers and you switched over to Tweels, please let us know down in the comments what benefits you're seeing. If you're thinking about switching over to a Tweel and you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email or down in the comments. section of the yard mowed. The other section on the other side of the pond, we're going to be dethatching this area probably tomorrow once it dries off a little bit. So it was raining today. I wanted to get it cut off so we can dethatch it tomorrow. And after we dethatch it, we'll mulch up the grass and plug aerate it, fertilize it, and then seed it. So if you guys want to see that process, stay tuned.